Let's talk an effective study plan that will help you clear your US CMA exam in one go. Hi guys, I'm Rushil. I'm a part of the academics team here at Zell Education, and we train hundreds and thousands of candidates every single year for professional accounting and finance courses such as the US CMA, US CPA, ACCA, Diploma in IFRS and CFA. Guys, if this is the first time you all are visiting our channel, please consider liking, sharing and subscribing to our channel. And if you are a regular viewer of our channel, thank you so much for watching. And y'all can always leave your suggestions for videos y'all might want to watch in the future in the comments below. Guys, because the eligibility is so broad for the US CMA, we see a lot of different profiles of candidates that pursue the US CMA. We see students that have just cleared that grade 12 and are just starting off with their undergraduation, all the way up to people who might have 10 or 15 years of work experience. So keeping this in mind, it is important to devise a study plan that is appropriate for you. So we're going to split this into two different sections. What do you do if you're still in your first year? What do you do if you're a working professional with many years of work experience? Guys, let's talk about the student profile first, or people who are still in their undergraduation or still pursuing an undergraduation. Guys, the ideal time per week that you all should be looking at is around the 21 to 24 hour mark, which would be 3 hours a day. Remember that consistency is very important when it comes to a professional course. There'll be days when you feel tired, there'll be days where you might not want to study. However, as long as you put in your 3 hours a week, you should be done studying the entire US CMA curriculum within 4 months. I'll get to how you can get it done in 4 months in a minute. However, the ideal time frame that you all should be looking at is around 3.5 hours a week. Guys, now let's talk about people who have slightly more work experience or people that hold other professional qualifications. Well, how do you tackle the US CMA if you fall under this category? So the ideal time frame that you should be looking at is 3 months to clear one paper or one part of the US CMA, compared to the 4 months it would take someone who's pursuing an undergraduation. Guys, with this being said, how many hours do you put in a week for a professional is a subjective question. However, I would say anywhere between 14 to 15 hours a week should suffice for you all. So that is approximately 2 or 2.5 hours a day. And we do understand that you all have to also balance your work along with your studies. So you could possibly look at different ways of managing your time. Guys, if you're a student, coming back to the student category, you all should be looking at 16 weeks of preparation. How this will go is very simple. You prepare one topic every 1.5 weeks. There's 6 topics in each part of the US CMA examination, which will take you to around 2 or 2.5 months to complete. As soon as you finish studying each topic, which will take you 2.5 months, the next 2 weeks you spend practicing a lot of questions and revising the entire curriculum once. And you spend your last month again vigorously revising everything you've studied so far. As long as you follow this 4-week plan, you should be able to crack each part of the US CMA examination in 4 months. Guys, while it takes students to complete the entire part of a US CMA, any given part, 16 weeks, when we talk about professionals, it only takes professionals about 12 weeks, or you could say 3 months. However, this can differ depending on your work experience, depending on what other qualifications that you have. So when we talk about these 12 weeks, guys, when you contrast it to the student plan that I just mentioned, we can cut off one set of revision. So if the students are going through 3 different levels of revision, once when you're studying, the second time when you're revising everything, and the third time which was the vigorous revision. If you're a professional, you can cut off any one of these. So the ideal plan would look like 2.5 weeks of studying, just like the students, and then a 2 weeks of vigorous revision with solving as many questions as you can, particularly focusing on questions that you're not good at. So 12 weeks of preparation should suffice if you're a professional. Guys, one thing to strictly keep in mind is you only plan for one attempt per window. Do not try and give both exams at once. We would definitely not recommend this unless you're someone who might have flunked one of the parts and want to give both at the same time. However, our recommendation to both students and professionals is you only give one paper at a time. It might take you 6 or 8 months if you're giving one paper at a time, depending on your profile. However, you do not want to take the risk of giving both the papers at the same time and not managing to clear either of them. Key thing to keep in mind when you're devising your study plan is do not leave anything to chance. Also, do not follow a chronological order. Do not do section A, then B, then C. This is not the best way to study the US CMA. Guys, when it comes to the US CMA, sometimes it's better to study part E before you go to part A. And this is where our expert faculties and industry experts come into play. And this is how we can help you devise a study plan that is customized to your needs. Guys, the reason for recommending 3 different sets of revision, factoring 3 sets of revisions if you're a student, is because there is a learning curve. Guys, when you're looking at a concept for the very first time, it'll take you longer to study, which is why we say it'll take you a week or a week and a half to study a topic as soon as you've been taught. However, when you go through the second round of revision, for which we mentioned 2 weeks, it'll take you much less duration to complete the entire revision. When we talk about the third round of revision, by then you probably know the concept at the back of your hand. So we are also anticipating and factoring in the learning curve when it comes to these professional qualifications in the study plan. However, guys, if you'd like a study plan that is customized to you, if you'd like any more details, the number for our counselors is in the description box below. Please get in touch with us. We've also done a lot of different videos on the CMA qualification as a whole. Please feel free to watch them, and if there's any suggestions that you may have, like I mentioned earlier, please leave them in the comments below and we'll meet them.